Going deep. Yeah. Into the murky waters. All right, let's go. All right. Hi, I'm Rexy Pukanikin, and we're balling today, tomorrow, and most definitely yesterday. At what cost? I know what you're thinking right now. I know you're thinking, oh my God, it's like the young, handsome Asian Mike McDaniels right now, repping the freaking Dolphins right now. You know, this came in fresh 2 days ago, shipped from wherever the hell, but Tommy H and a little, the color scheme is just, you know, I might be partly almost like autistic because I literally rep teams because of the color of their franchise or organization, whatever the colors they use. Or I remember as a sixth grader, my first like case for my own MacBook Pro was orange. The bottom was orange, and then the top was teal, right? And then it was because me and my buddy, we both bought like two. So he bought the teal one, I bought the orange one, and then we just both swapped. We rocked it together, you know, on some real BFF shit. Anyways, that's how deep rooted it gets. But I guess now we're here. Now we're into NFL like a motherfucker, right? We're in love with this sport. You can't see it in screen, but made an investment also. See, we might earn a little profit, you know, that money that doesn't stay in the pocket, you know, we got to reinvest. Bam, football for dummies. I'm a bit of a dummy, as you can clearly from my color theory. And anyways, I'm going to start learning, guys. I'm going to be putting in the work. I'm going to be repping the Dolphins obviously this weekend, but before we get into the football events that's going down this weekend, I can't put the book back away. It's too difficult. It's too far away. I can't do it. I'm going to put the book away. Sorry, guys. Last week got a little dark, in my opinion. It got a little like, wait, you know, and I'm not trying to, I'm not at all trying to say this at all for the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens matchup. I'm saying, like, metaphorically, it got dark. Not the team or the quarterback. Guys, I would not say such a thing. But let's just say, the Ravens absolutely manhandled the Lions. We can at least say that. 38-6. So hold up a second. Just when the Lions had to get it, they got it going. As in the momentum, they got it going. You know, finally they weren't making stupid mistakes. And that's what's been holding them back for the previous few seasons. They make some easy mistakes. They lose out on games they should have won. Finally, you're like 5-1, the tied best record in the NFL. You know, Detroit's going crazy. EMINEM, Marshall Mathers, he's living it up. You know, he thinks it's all a dream. But it turns out after that game, it was a goddamn nightmare. It was oh my God, because it was, dude, Lamar just, guys, I swear I'm not trying to like call Lamar dark or anything like that, like nightmare. It's like, no, guys. But I'm just saying, the darkness took over. No, stop. No, Alexis. No. Okay, take control. We're balling, all right? But he was balling. 27 attempts and he completes 21 of them. 357 yards and 3 touchdowns. Who's better than him? Who's better than him? I ain't gonna lie, up until this point, look, he's my boy. Listen, Lamar Jackson has been my boy. The thing with me that there's a little bit that I have to challenge him sometimes or critique him is just that, no, not even that. Like, I'm happy where we are now, obviously, after that game. But, like, I wouldn't have been mad at him if he just got this, like, the same amount of bags somewhere else. Up until this point, I was like, okay, I'm seriously saying Lamar Jackson Jr. is that talented that he could be doing this possibly, or up until week 6, what he was doing. I think he could have done that in quite a lot of other teams, right? Or organizations, franchises, whatever. But now he does this. I haven't seen this from him in a while, to be honest. And because I truly think Detroit Lions, they're, oh, yeah, okay, I have Montgomery. I have fucking Montgomery, the running back, putting up crazy stats, but he was out for this game, right? Maybe the offensive coordinators, the coaching staff couldn't adapt fast enough, right? I get there's these small nuances, but still, 38-6, my guy. That's just, smacks the momentum away, erases them out of the whole untouchable. You're 5-1. You're like, okay, these guys are going far, and then now you do this. This happens, and now I believe more into the Ravens hype. I really do. Lamar Jackson Jr. is the starting quarterback of my fantasy team, guys, and he put up crazy good numbers last week. And before we jump into the next one, we're going to keep it on the positive side too. Lions still doing really well, 5-2, not bad at all, right? I'm not putting them down at all, but just overall, last week was a beautiful, just like wholesome NFL week for me. Seahawks, that they were my originals. I was like, I like Seahawks. I heard Legion of Boom, and that's kind of what got me in the NFL. Rep them. They took the dub. Right? They got the job done. And then also my Broncos country. That's right. I bought this shirt, but yeah, like, if you just did this, it's just the orange, right? And then the cut. So I might as well be repping Denver Broncos. Broncos. Russell Wilson. Let's do this. Come on now. We can do this, man. We just praise the Lord, man. Be thankful, be grateful. Packers. Okay, Packers are definitely struggling. I'm not claiming that the Packers are like insanely good. But okay, yes, Love has been struggling. Love has really been struggling. Trust me, bro. Love has been struggling, No, okay, I'm getting too personal. Okay, this is a professional sports broadcast. No, all right, no, you're not gonna do this. Denver Broncos, we improve to 2-5 after week 7. We take the win against the Green Bay Packers, 19-17. Geno Smith, we're up. Seahawks, 4-2. Cardinals dropped down to 1-6. We beat them 20-10. Low scoring games. I'll say that, but still quite the heart warmer for me. But hey, more positive stuff. Hey, I like this. I like this snowball effect of positivity we got going on here. Give me a little second here. I'm gonna take a little drink of my black coffee. I went fucking full organic and shit with this. I put a little fucking honey, like organic honey, fucking, all natural, whatever, right? 100% something, right? And then a little teaspoon of coconut oil, and you mix them. There, that's perfect. You know, I don't quite like the taste of just milk with coffee. Of course, cream is the best, but cream is cream. You know, it'll weigh on you a little bit. And same with the freaking oat drinks and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're loaded up with sugar. But you know, hey, in case you didn't know, I was a scientist in all of this. But anyways, Billy Boy and the Pats bounce back and beat the Bills 29-25, and that's that. Mac Jones, first game-winning drive of his career, where he gets the job done. You know, the white boys of New England, they definitely showed up. It's like Tom Brady and Edelman again, you know what I'm saying? And in this case, it was Mac Jones and Mike Gesicki, you know. I guess sometimes you just gotta give it time, give the egg time to hatch. You know, you don't wanna, you wanna give it time. You wanna nurture it, right? Then it's gonna take some time, and then when it breaks out of the shell, it takes a little bit of time to, adapt to the environment. You know, I'm not saying that Pats are like, the fastest at adapting. You know, it is, at the end of the day, we're nearing to halfway through the regular season. However, it's just a win like this, it proves something. Bills 4-3 now. It's not as strong of a record you could have, or I could have at least predicted for the Buffalo Bills. You know, they're still quite crazy, and now Billy Boy can, he didn't go. You didn't go 1-6, dude. 1-6 is completely different to 2-5. See, and now after week 7, you came out of the shell, right? And then now you're ready for the wings, and now you're ready to fly. I know this is a really bad analogy considering there's like Eagles and Seahawks. I could have said that because they're actually birds. But okay, yeah, moving on. This one I couldn't have imagined. This one came out of the blue. This one actually, this one caught me by surprise because the 49ers lose 2 weeks in a row. They took 2 L's in a row. Now to the Vikings. Prime time on Monday Night Football. I woke up in the morning. I went to sleep all peaceful and dandy. I know I don't have to stress about like waking up to see how the score is. I know the 49ers got this. Quick bounce back. Last week was a slip up. Vikings, Justin Jefferson is out. They're freaking 2-4. So I'm just thinking, all right, like 49ers, they're going to get this done and dusted. No problem. I'm going to wake up. Brock Purdy does well. Christian McCaffrey goes off. Then I wake up to Vikings beat the 49ers 22-17. Are you fucking kidding me? And then I'm like, who's the guy who dealt the damage offensively on the Vikings? And then I check the fucking stats. Jordan Addison, he like completely destroys the meme where it's like Viking fans are like, can we have Justin Jefferson? And then mom goes like, no, we have Justin Jefferson at home, and then Justin Jefferson at home. Well, that beats that meme because it doesn't make sense. Jordan Addison goes off. 7 catches, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like a motherfucker. Justin Jefferson, He's our pal. We work in the same team. We're all heading for the same destination, which is as many wins as possible. Same goal. But brother, let me just help you out real quick. I know you're on the sidelines. Let me show you what I can do. I got a few tricks of my own. What I'm saying, a couple of aces up my sleeve. Kirk Cousins, we're back, 3-4. Call him Mr. Prime Time. Cousins stayed taking dubs during prime times. All-around dubs, all-around positivity. Week 7 was a good one, heartwarming one. Oh, yeah, and fantasy matchup, I won that as well. I'm just feeling great, and it gives me more of a reason to stay hyped for next week, man. This upcoming week, it's popping off tonight, I'll tell you that. And tonight we got a matchup. And listen, I feel like, now I got to take a little pause, be real with you. I do work a lot. I have quite a lot of shifts, and I really appreciate the interaction that I get out of it. It's like customer service. I work in the food service industry. But anyways, no, I was just fucking buying time because my shit wouldn't load. Anyways, tonight, Buccaneers versus the Buffalo Bills. I don't even know what to say. I don't really have a prediction for this. Honestly, after last week with the Bills, anything can happen. Buccaneers don't have the worst defense in the league, and Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Godwin, they're catching a little bit of that previous kind of zap to their game that they used to have with Tom Brady. So I don't know. I'll just throw that out there because I didn't have any planned notes for this Buccaneers. I think Buccaneers just, I don't know. Josh Allen kind of let me down. Stephon Diggs kind of let me down after last. Stephon said it on Twitter too, or X, or wherever the hell. He was like, sorry that I'm losing y'all parlays. Yeah, I put fucking money on him scoring 2 touchdowns. I thought he was going to go crazy against Billy. Oh, man. Anyways, let's move on from that. Let's not sound like a fucking gambling degenerate. All right? Vikings versus the Packers coming up this week. NFC North matchup. Vikings on a 2-win streak. Packers on a 3-losing streak. Can Love bounce back? I really always hope that Love can bounce back. If you know what I'm saying. Or is it going to be Kirk Cousins going to be smoking on that pack? You know what I'm saying? Just the freaking on the Love pack. He's going to be smoking on the Love pack. Is Kirk Cousins going to be smoking on the Love pack after that matchup? I actually think this is going to be a closer game than people. I actually think this might be a high-scoring game. I'm going to say it there. But if I had to say a little something, I think, okay, yeah, Love bounce back. Love bounces back. It's going to be a close one. Maybe like a crazy Packers win in overtime. Yeah, Packers win in overtime. Next matchup that you just have to mention because you have to mention it. Early slot on Sunday Night Football. New York on New York. Jets versus Giants. Big Apple versus the city that never sleeps. So, which team is going to be the one that's stayed nutritious? Biting on a freaking fresh apple. Getting those fibers. Versus who's been partying hard and enjoying the high life. We don't know. We'll find out. Is it Jets? Is it Giants? Jets right now, 3-3 Giants, 2-5. They're going at each other, man. Let's find out. I'm personally rooting for the Jets. I think they've picked up a good momentum here. But it's never to doubt the Giants either. I think they're finally adapting a little bit. I do believe that they got a little bit of that Billy Boy kind of. They can pull off what Billy Boy just pulled off. And that's kind of all they need. And so we'll see. We'll see. Jets versus Giants. New York on New York. Next up. And I'm only saying this because I'm one superstitious motherfucker. But at the same time, maybe I'm stupid-stitious, okay? I'm not the brightest fucking... I ain't the sharpest shed in the tool. I ain't claiming to be, at least, you know what I'm saying? Eagles versus Commanders. NFC East matchup. And you're like, Alexi, what are you saying? The NFL, they haven't banned the tush push yet. The freaking number one play that the Philadelphia Eagles offense runs, and it's unstoppable. Get Jalen Hurts within 2-3 yards, 1 yard, and you just push him up the ass and past the first down line. So, Alexi, how can you possibly have anything to say for this? Eagles are obviously they're gonna go. They're the top of the NFC East, and Commanders, they're all the way down there, scrambling. I mean, how Commanders? I think it would be a tight matchup if they went against the Giants right now, but Eagles. I think they got a problem with the Commanders. I think the Commanders. I think there's something there that the Eagles just they can't shake off. Last year the Eagles were undefeated going into week 10. And then they went against the Commanders. Commanders got them to a 9-1 or an 8-1. I can't remember, but first loss was handed by Commanders. I think Commanders, they're going to come back with the same energy. This is not the same. Eagles have already taken a first loss. They're not flawless, but listen, I think the Commanders, just because it's an NFC East rivalry within the own division, you gotta fight back a little extra. You gotta fight back a little harder. Broncos rematch the Chiefs. I'm gonna say this casually, like this is no big deal, even though like I might just be talking out of my ass. That's a Tony Soprano. Ash. Broncos rematch the Chiefs, and this was a crazy one. I didn't like notice this. Like I didn't, for some reason, I just didn't look that far into the schedule or something. But they matched up like a couple weeks ago, the Chiefs and the Broncos. Yeah, like with their own division, they went against each other. Okay, and then like obviously, Broncos they struggled. Chiefs are 6-1 in the division in AFC West, and Broncos are last with 2-5. But anyways, I think Chiefs on a 6-win streak. Yeah, we're on a one win streak. I think our 1-win streak beats the 8-win streak going into week 8. That's it. That's as simple as that. We're going to tie it up 1-1 this season. I think we're just going to bounce back. We feel good. We're going to country. Broncos country. Let's ride. Let's ride. And, we're going to switch the whole vibe up now because that was all I had to say for NFL. That was all I had to say. I kept it simple. I didn't want to go too high energy. I didn't want to... Well, first of all, I don't really want to piss off the neighbors too much. You know what I'm saying? But it's just because I know I'm going to get more and more fucking rattled up now talking about the UFC the past week. I gotta talk about what just happened last weekend. And then there's also some other hand-to-hand violence this weekend that I absolutely have to talk about. All right. UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi. It's a Chechnya, Dagestan, praise Allah world, and we're just living in it. We don't get it. You know, these guys, they're gonna take over because they're champions, and they're more disciplined than any other. I wish in my wildest dreams I could achieve discipline like they do. But guess what? They found this niche of a sport. Yes, there's a lot of sports that they're possibly good at, but there's this niche where they're just gonna take over. They're gonna take over, and that's what we saw at 294. You know, racists would be really triggered. Let's just say that. Like racists, like white racists would be really triggered at this one. White supremacists would not like this one at all. But yeah, let me get back to you in a sec. As I said last week, the Evs and Ovs of the world, they were matched up against all the other kind, right? And there was even Ov-on-Ov violence. But before we get into the matchups that I'm not even going to go that deep into, but there's just a couple I want to talk about. You know, this is me being like objectively critiquing it, and I know this might possibly accidentally put a bullet in my freaking top piece down the line. But I want to say this just as like a positive, constructive criticism. And it almost makes me laugh. The officiating and the whole like the commission that was there kind of they made the UFC look a little bit amateur. I ain't gonna lie, because for most of the prelim, the round ending horn didn't even work. And just to demonstrate to you how it sounded like, it was like no, I'm not even kidding. I wish I could be smiling here, giggling like a fucking idiot, like I'm actually being that stupid right now, but that's how it sounded like. You think about it, two people are kind of like putting their lives technically on the line, and then the one thing that makes them stop going kill mode is a clear horn, and it doesn't even because it wasn't like it just sounded retarded. It's like the air wasn't even coming, you know, because it's like a pressurized thing. Like, again, I have to sound like a fucking scientist, but it's like even I know that, you know, it doesn't take fucking. I am not Albert Einstein, and I know this. Okay, and then also the officiating was a little bit, not the actual refs, but guess what? It was the actual, like, the doctor. Oh my. Whoever the Saudi Arabians, whoever they hired as the doctor, he was, oh my God, he was from another planet. He was one of those guys that drank soy milk for his whole life. Just because his wife forced him to. Not even because he wanted to. He just had to do it. And then now he gets up on the main stage with a bunch of fucking killer savages, right? And then he starts freaking out. He wants to like start making like decision-making calls. Like, what the fuck? I had to say it. I know I might be going slightly off topic, but I just wanted to mention it because I think it could be It's just something I noticed. And for example, in the U.S. and Vegas, whenever they do it, or almost anywhere else in the U.S., it's much more like, it's much more polished. It's much more steady. There's no extra weird kind of like hassle. The first fight of the whole evening was Shara the Bullet, or he's called the Pirate, or One-Eyed Pirate, Magomedov. He defeats Bruno Silva, who's definitely experienced in the octagon. He wins by decision. I think, it was, in my opinion, a clear decision. Magomedov stayed really busy. But, dude, Bruno Silva, he was a perfect opponent to put up against, like, a killer with a 11-0 record, or, like, some, like, 100-0 amateur record in Russia. You know, just the basics, right? He has one eye, but it actually works. And then, instead, he's from Dagestan, but he doesn't wrestle, because he's been like brought up doing boxing and Thai boxing. So this guy only kicks. Holy fucking shit. These two men went to war. Magomedov takes the decision. He's definitely scary, but yeah, you can see though it's definitely a different level of competition. You can always see it, because I saw his previous matchups in Russia and stuff, and he just like, he would obviously be the best, but now this is the big leagues, and it wasn't like one of those like bam 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 just completely destroy you, but it came close and he got the win. Welcome to the UFC. Much respect to you, the One-Eyed Pirate, Shara Butin Magomedov. The next fight, this is the one where I was just talking about. The referee, just the overall, nobody, people were afraid to say something. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't want to be too vocal sometimes. Nathaniel Wood, English prospect, British prospect, loses to Muhammad Naimov via decision after a controversial performance from Naimov. Naimov couple French grabs and constantly kicked Nathaniel Wood in the fucking nuts. He straight up kneed the guy on the poor fucking sausage and grilled tomato. With the fuck. Almost kicked it so hard it looked like freaking baked beans. Oh, dude. Nathaniel Wood, he was a champ, dude. He took like multiple nut shots and he still fought to the end. Like, they made it all the way to decision. Do you understand the level of that? So, controversial one. I really do think there was a good chance Nathaniel Wood would have won if and yeah, it was the fact that the ref didn't take a point off after like 2 consecutive nut kicks. Like, I don't know, dude. That kind of fucking, that's fucked up, right? So that is something we got to mention, you know, just put it out there. We want to, you know, be able to, but it was still a close fight. Great entertainment, really great back and forth. Now, the next one was probably my favorite fight of the evening. Before we give the man praise, we have to mention that Mike Breeden was coming in and he missed weight. He was, I think it was a lightweight matchup, and he missed weight by 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds. I think it had to do with he had a stitched up eye, right? I think because he got it very recently, it looked fresh. It looked very fresh. Because of that, he couldn't cut the weight as easily. It like disrupted him from training as hard just to cut the weight or something like that. So, okay, 30% of Mike Breeden's purse gets taken away. That's the rules of the UFC. Anyways, he gets matched up with this Indian UFC fighter, right? I think it was the only Indian UFC fighter ever or something, or since like a long time ago. And he's coming in 7-0. And his name is Anshul Jubli. And just because of, you know, how big India is, he's got already like numbers wise like a huge fan base, right? First fight in the UFC, he gets matched up with a fucking cold-blooded American killer. And I'm saying, just a freaking cowboy that's ready to freaking empty all 6 bullets from the holster. You know what I'm saying? Mike Breeden goes back and forth with Jubilee. Jubilee is effective, you know, gets a good amount of control time. Jubilee was clearly quite big actually compared to Mike Breeden. It was quite physically, it was quite even. Now the American shows in the 3rd round, going into the 3rd round, it's quite 50, but you can kind of feel Anshul Jubilee is kind of like fading a little bit. Like he's, you know, he can't believe Mike Breeden isn't like done yet, right? He's got his cut opened up, but it didn't like fully open up. So there was like just a piece of his skin here, and like it was leaking his cut, obviously. And it's legal. You could just hit that. Well, if you're dumb enough to come into a fight with stitches, then bam, just hit that motherfucker, open it up. I always get a doctor stoppage. 3rd round, Mike Breeden shows the world and shows Jubilee, shows Saudis, shows everybody, shows Dana White. Bam, this is America. He starts like dancing, shouting, like hyping himself up, like, oh yeah, I'm the fucking best. Pop, pop. Pops a couple jabs, lands clean. Jubilee's like, huh? Like, oh my, like it's like he got fucking dosed with like heroin or something. He's like, huh? Pa, pa, pa. And then Mike Breeden goes like, USA, papa, USA, He's like literally chanting USA, USA, and then jabbing, like dancing, like he was Muhammad Ali, just going pa, pa, pa. Everything is landing, and bam, bam, bam. One big combo sneaks behind, like around the ear, and then Nike hits right in the jaw. Jubilee KO, TKO in the 3rd round. Mike Breeden shows you what freedom can do to a man. You know what I'm saying? That's that. What a performance. For both men. That was insanity. Main card was pure domination. I don't want to talk about it. Johnny Walker got robbed. They're both. The doctor stopped the fight. Said it was a no contest after an illegal knee from Magomed Ankalaev, right? And it landed pretty good, but Johnny Walker was standing. He was like, all right, let's do this. Let's fight. And then the doctor stops it. Doctor thinks that he's like knocked out. He doesn't even know where he is, type of deal. Doctor stops the fight. The fight before the co-main event, and one of the best like banger matchups that isn't for like the title or anything in the light heavyweight division. And it just gets canceled. Like, what? And then both men get pissed because they believe that they could get the freaking win bonus and everything like that. They're ready to go. They're still shouting and heading towards each other. All the security are trying their best to hold the 2 big ass men back. And then it gets to the point where Dana White has to step into the octagon and stop both men and tell the men to calm down. Like the big boss had to come in. That's how chaotic it got in Abu Dhabi. Okay, that's how. I'm not saying nothing, but you know, Vegas has seen a lot of shit. You know, I'm not saying Vegas hasn't seen drama before, but this was interesting. This was interesting. And that was before the co-main event. Listen, I almost just don't want to talk about the main event or the co-main event. Listen, Sean Strickland, I should have mentioned was Sean Strickland, the current middleweight champion of the world. Sean Strickland, I love that man. I should have just listened what he had to say. He said, listen, the co-main event and the main event is bullshit. They just gave both men as in Usman and Volkanovski, a big bag to come in and fight. Man, that's what happens, man. That's what happens. I don't think the co-main event was, I don't think it was round 1-2, 10-8, 10-8 for Khamzat. I think that's a little ridiculous. That's stretching it a little bit. But, man, Kamaru went 3 rounds. That's what I'm saying. Kamaru went 3 rounds. He definitely tried his best. Volkanovski, what are you going to do? I think it was what I think Islam caught him with an easy one. It was just go low, as in kicks. Go low, go high. I don't know if it was specifically 3 times low and then go high, but that's like the tactic. You go low a couple times and you just go high. Volkanovski, I think he could have seen that as a bigger threat if he had a full camp and all of that. It's okay. He's still the GOAT. I wore his shirt last episode. Y'all already know. He's a savage. And those guys are monsters. They have so much power. You saw Islam Makhachev. That kick was a straight up baseball bat just hitting the top of Volkanovski's head. That's not even funny. But that's at 155, guys. This weekend, we're talking about 200 plus pounds. We're talking the heaviest of heavies. The Royal Crown of Heavies this Saturday. Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, former heavyweight champion of the world in the UFC. An absolute physical specimen coming out of Cameroon. That man struggled through negotiation, let's just say drama, or not even drama. Let's just say it was just renegotiation or just negotiations, struggled with a UFC. It fell apart. Officially signed to the PFL right now. And part of his PFL contract lets him do a little boxing. Do a little boxing with Tyson Fury. One of the best heavyweights of our modern era, if not the best. One of the best ever. Defeated Deontay Wilder. Defeated Anthony Joshua. He's defeated them all. Okay, yeah. The fucking Usyk or whatever the frick. Okay, we get that. Yes, okay. But seriously, Tyson Fury, he's a different kind of... I'm going to do his accent right now. What is it? 13 stone gorilla. Silverback gorilla. That's coming at you. I'll come out the grave. He's Gypsy King, man. And those gypsies are different. He's going against Francis Ngannou, one of the scariest men to ever live in terms of just the power he can generate. They're fighting in Riyadh this Saturday. It's exciting. I'm going to be tuned in. I really hope. This is Riyadh. No, this is different. This is a different location. But I really hope that it's going to run smoother, the event. That's all I'll say. But I think the zone, they got enough money to pump it in there to make sure things are running smooth. I'm not going to be stressed out about that. Oh, my God. The promo video they made for it is I think is like 60% of the reason why I'm watching this. The promo video they did for... whoever came up with that. I know Riyadh and, the Saudis, again, they have the money, but whoever came in and said, like, let's do something fucking cool. And now they have, like, a song for it as well with Francis Ngannou. It's crazy. But anyways, the promo video was absolutely insane. There was the soundtrack was a Chinese cover of Nancy Sinatra's Bang Bang, He Shot Me Down. Bang Bang. Like just imagine, like, here, I'll just do a racist Nancy Sinatra. Bang Bang. Bang Bang. Bang Bang. Bang Bang. You know, like that's it sounds kind of fire though. Does that not like partly slap? Am I right? So that promo video was absolutely insane. It got me fired up. It is interesting. I think Francis Ngannou, he definitely has the experience. I think he's been, I know, yes, he has been in the sport or trained for a abnormal short period of time, but I still think it's enough time where he could have a fight like this, and it's not completely one-sided. I don't think it's completely one-sided. I think you have to understand just the build of Francis Ngannou. If he even puts 40% of power like digging into the body, that's like 140% for a normal person to take in. Gypsy King isn't a normal person. I'll give you that. I do think if I was a money betting man, which I ain't, I put like a little bit of, you know, here in Finland you can return the bottles, you get a little money from it. Yeah, I bet that kind of money, you know, just a little bit of there, a little bit of there, you know. If I win big. If I were to do that, I'd put it on Tyson Fury. He's the boxing legend. He's not that old yet where, oh, you got to question it. Francis is a little bit younger, but I think this is going to be interesting, man. This is going to be freaking nukes on nukes. Just thinking about just fucking blue whale on blue whale, because blue whale is like the largest living animal right now. Like just on some elephant on elephant, gorilla on gorilla, just power on power. Freaking neutrons. Velocity on velocity. You know what I'm saying? Initial velocity, all that physics shit. I'm down with it. That's happening this Saturday in the ring in Riyadh. I'm excited. What a weekend. Formula One going off as well. They're in Mexico. Just going to be tuning into that as well a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good weekend. I'm going to be enjoying mine. The last word, I got to fuck it up. When I'm wrapping it up, I got to slip up on a word anyways. Wishing all of you happy weekend. I'm a Rexy Pukanigan, and we're balling. At what cost? Cheers. Cheerio. Wonderful day to you.